Well, good morning. It's really nice to over this week we seem to have built up quite a little community, and that's really lovely. To have lots of you coming nearly every morning, or some of you every morning, and enjoying these pajama meditations. And today's May Day. It's the 1st of May. So we're moving into summer, and it's beautiful to see nature sprouting and growing and becoming alive all over the place. Good morning, Animisha. Good to see you. So you all know who I am, I think. I'm Shakyapada. And I was reflecting really this morning that it's just lovely doing this, because in these particular times we really need help to stay calm and to just accept the way things are. And I don't know about you, but I have a tendency to moan sometimes. And this meditation we're doing this morning is kind of a counter to that. It's a way of actually being more positive in the world. Good morning, Nicola. And it's called the Metta Bhavana, and we did on Wednesday we did a version of this for ourselves, but today we're doing this for ourselves and for all other beings in the world, which is a wonderful aspiration to have a sense of loving kindness to all of the beings. So it's called the Metta Bhavana. That's an old Indian words, and metta it's really untranslatable, but it means something like acceptance, friendship, support, friendliness, and it's often translated as loving kindness or love. But it isn't normal romantic love. It's a love that requires nothing back in return. It's a love that just gives freely in all circumstances to all people, without expecting anything. So ordinary love tends to be a bit of a transaction in some ways, quite naturally. Nothing wrong with that. But we get something back when we love somebody. They love us, for instance. But with metta, it's just a case of just being loving, just radiating loving kindness to everybody. So it's Metta Bhavana, and Bhavana just means cultivating or becoming. So it's a practice of becoming kinder, becoming more of a person filled with loving kindness. And that's what we're going to do today. So I won't outline it, because that takes up quite a lot of time. But I'll go through it. And I'll explain each stage as we go through it. Some of you will have done this before. Basically, it's 5 stages. There's we wish ourselves well, and then we bring to mind a good friend, wish her well or him well, and then a stranger, and then somebody we find difficult, and which is really good. We don't have to start to like them, but we can still wish them well. And then we just radiate out our kindness to the whole world. So I did explain it after all, didn't I? Never mind. Anyway, I hope that's reasonably clear, and I'll go through it. I'll guide you as we come into each stage. So if you would just like to get ready. A couple more people joined us. Quite a few more people joined us, actually. Welcome. There's Mia, and there's Anna, and there's Nicola, and Michelle. So welcome. And all the others who haven't sent a message, you're very welcome as well on this May Day, on the 1st of May. So get comfy. You can be lying on the bed. You can be sitting on a chair, lying on the floor, sitting on a cushion, whatever you wish. Just make sure that you're comfy, and that your phone's turned off, and just relax. The most important thing is to relax. So relaxing the mind, it might be busy or it might be quiet, but whatever it is, just accepting the way it is and allowing the mind to relax. Relaxing the body, letting the weight of the body be drawn down by gravity. Letting the bed or the floor or the chair or the cushion take the weight of the body. And just feeling a connection with the earth as this happens. Feeling that we are grounded, supported by the earth. Even if we're in our bedrooms, the earth is supporting the house. The structure that we are sitting in. So how are you feeling this morning? How are you feeling emotionally? As human beings, we have all sorts of colours of emotion. Some of them warm, some of them not so warm, pleasant and unpleasant. So it's good to realise how we are at any time during the day, and then to just accept that. Things change all the time. And if we're feeling good, we know it's not necessarily going to last very long. If we're feeling unhappy, then we also know that that's not going to last very long. Our moods change almost by the minute. But underneath there is a sense of being okay. A sense that we're all right and that everything is fine. There's a sense of love deep within us that we can tap into. And that's what we're going to do this morning. So a good way to start with this is just to notice the breath. Just to notice your breathing. And in particular, the breathing in the body, in the upper body. The lungs expanding with each in-breath. The rib cage expanding, the whole chest expanding. And then it all contracts as we breathe out. Beautiful, continuous process that's with us all the time. Always available for us if we need to relax. And right at the bottom of the rib cage in the center, just behind this place, which is called the sternum, just behind the sternum is our heart center. The place where all our positive emotion comes from. The place where we feel love. Now, if you're very relaxed, you will be able to feel a pleasant feeling here on each in-breath. And maybe on the out-breath as well. Can you feel anything? If you can't, try bringing to mind someone you really, really love. Could be a person or a pet. Something that makes your heart melt. Well, the heart that's melting is just here behind the sternum. And if you still can't feel it, don't worry. Just stay open to the fact that you might if you just keep noticing and relaxing. So allowing anything you can feel here, any pleasant sensations in the heart center, allowing them to spread throughout the body, to fill the whole of your being. Then we're just going to reflect on our lives, on who we are, on how we feel about ourselves. We're very precious. This human life is very precious. It's like a multifaceted jewel, beautiful jewel cut on many, many sides. And some of these facets of the jewel are beautiful and smooth and shiny, and we're happy with those. And some of them need a little bit more polishing. Some of them are quite rough. We're made up of all kinds of different behaviors, opinions, attitudes, feelings, sensations. And we get blown around by the world. We can be happy and sad, excited and angry, disappointed and elated, grief-stricken and joyful, moving from hour to hour, day to day, just like the weather, always changing. This is the way life is. And whatever happens, we're always doing our best. There's never a time when any of us are not doing our best. So can we wish ourselves well in this sometimes difficult world? Can we be our own best friend? Supporting ourselves, being helpful to ourselves, wishing ourselves well. Having a deep sense of loving kindness to this tender, vulnerable being that is me. So we're going to bring to mind a good friend now, somebody that we really care about. And bring them to mind as an image or just a feeling about them, a sense of them being with you, sitting next to you. So when you do that, how does it feel? How does it feel in the heart center or in any other part of the body? Just thinking of this good friend, how much they mean to you, and noticing the sensations in the body. They'll usually be positive and pleasant, but occasionally they might surprise us and there might be something else. That's okay. We're just noticing how we feel about them. And then we're going to wish this good friend well. Wish them every happiness in their life. Wish them freedom from troubles. We can let the good friend go now and instead bring to mind somebody we don't know very well. Not a complete stranger, but somebody we don't really know much about, but we see quite often. A neighbour, a postie, uh, somebody in the shop, somebody we see in the street fairly often. Just bringing them to mind and noticing how we feel about them. So it may be that you can't find many feelings about them. Maybe there's even a sense of indifference. And if so, that's fine. That's how we generally are with strangers. They don't have any impact on our lives, or so we think. So we don't really connect with them very much. But actually, we do have a connection with them. They're human beings very much like ourselves. They feel the same pain. They feel the same joy. They get angry and disappointed, and sometimes elated and full of joy, just like we do. And they grow old, they get sick like we do, and one day they'll die, just as we will. So can we have a sense of connection with them, even though they are strangers? Can we have a sense of goodwill towards them in their lives, of wishing them well? We can let the stranger leave now for the moment. And now we're going to bring into our meditation, in our imagination at least, somebody we have a bit of difficulty with. Not a real lot of difficulty, but somebody who irritates us. Somebody who we don't feel comfortable being around. Someone perhaps that makes us react in some way. And we need to be really honest with ourselves here. We're not trying to suddenly like this person. We're just trying genuinely and sincerely to notice how we feel when we're with them. And that's okay. We just have this difficulty, and that's just how it is. So we can be open about it to ourselves. And maybe we can notice that although this person triggers these feelings, these are our feelings, and they cause us pain. So first of all, can we just acknowledge them and be with them with a sense of kindness to ourselves? We really can't help feeling like this. Just in a way, snuggling up to our uncomfortable feelings, showering them with love and understanding. And then turning to this person that we find difficult, and without trying to like them or be okay with them, just reflecting that they have difficulties too. They may have difficulties with us, but they certainly feel pain, disappointment, anger, upset, as well as more positive feelings. They go through what we go through. They're human beings just doing the best, and maybe not doing very well sometimes. But like us, they just want to be happy. So without trying to like them in any way or drop the difficulty, can we just have a sense of goodwill to them in their lives? Wish them well. So now bringing all four people together. Ourselves, the good friend, the stranger, and the person we have some difficulty with. Bringing all four of us together, sitting together maybe in our imagination, just having a sense of kindness to all four equally if we can. All four tender human beings just trying to do the best in the world. We're all in the same boat, particularly at the moment. Can we wish all four of us well? And then spreading that sense of well-wishing and kindness to all the people who are meditating with us today, both now and in the future. Tender human beings all. And spreading further still, spreading our love, our metta, out into the world, to the whole of the country, to the whole of Europe, to the whole of the world. Touching in our minds every person, 7 billion people, all in different places, with different lifestyles, different circumstances. Those who are happy, those who are sad, the rich, the poor, the fortunate, the unfortunate. those about to be born, and those who are dying. All beings, wherever they are, all human beings. And then spreading even further to all animal life, birds, water creatures, insects. They too are just trying to live their lives, to stay safe, to have pleasant circumstances. Can we wish them well too? May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. So for the last few moments, just opening our hearts to the world, to all the beings in it, and to the poor world itself, struggling so much at the moment with global warming. And I'm going to ring the bell in just a moment. So taking your time to move your body and open your eyes. There's no hurry.